Part 18. Transformed into a comic book artist. Author, Miao Bai Shen Wu. Chapter 176. Chu Fan, the equipment has been processed and debugged, right? Mr. Chen, everything is ready, just waiting for the finale. Chu Fan directed the staff to place all the equipment around the stage. The huge size of the Magic City Stadium means that the equipment must be laid out for the entire stage, so that Sujug's appearance can be amazing. However, Chu Fan was not in a good mood. Chen Rui shook his head and sighed, knowing that Chu Fan had a knot in his heart. I know you are emotional, but if we hold a concert ourselves, I'm afraid not many people will come, and funding is also a problem. Chu Fan regards Sujug as his life's work and even as his own daughter. He is worthy of being called the father of the virtual singer. Naturally, he hopes that Sujug's appearance will be perfect. It's just a pity that even if Bilibili has gradually become popular recently, it is not enough to be called a big company. And holding a concert is not something that can be held by a big company. Even if it can be held, what if there are no audiences to watch? And even if the virtual singer is promoted, many people don't understand. Before seeing it, who knows what a virtual singer is? As long as they really see and feel the shock, more people will like the virtual singer and Sujug. Although Chu Fan was disappointed, he also knew that Chen Rui was telling the truth, thinking, is teacher Mao be sure not to go on stage? In his opinion, it would be best if Susiener and Sujug went on stage together, because Sujug's face was drawn by teacher Miobi based on his own face shape, which was also what they strongly requested. Although the 2.5D virtual singer's face has a strong two-dimensional element, as long as Susiener and Sujug go on stage together, in contrast, they are completely twins of the three-dimensional and two-dimensional. Unfortunately. Do you think she will go on stage? Chen Rui said unhappily. I guess she won't come at all, she's playing games at home. That's right. Chu Fan thought about Susiener's personality and felt a little amused. Chen Rui looked at the time, it was already 7 o'clock, and said carefully, this time the performance had better be perfect, don't mess it up. Don't worry, Mr. Miobi has prepared 2 songs for us. The world's #1 princess is the finale song. I believe it won't fail. Chu Fan was full of confidence, and it was obvious that he was very interested in both songs. I hope more people will come for Sujug. Chen Rui's eyes were full of expectation. As early as when Asada Sayori started her concert tour, she said on Weibo that there would be a special guest at the Magic City stop, a child she liked very much, which made many fans curious. Even other entertainment companies thought it was a new entertainment talent to be cultivated by Sakura Group, but even the senior executives of Sakura Group were confused. When they asked Asada Sayori, the other party just smiled and didn't say anything. This made the senior executives helpless, but they could do nothing about it. After all, Asada Sayori was a good friend of their chairman and the company's top sister. This kind of publicity made fans ask on Weibo every day. Of course, there were many who didn't care about this kind of publicity. Isn't it just a newcomer? Anyway, there are countless newcomers every year. Just 2 days ago, the official website of Bilibili posted a Weibo. Miobi teacher's sister Sujug will be on stage at the Queen's concert. I hope Sujug will not be nervous, sing the song seriously and leave a good impression on the audience. There was a picture attached to the side, showing a pink-haired girl holding a microphone and singing with an innocent smile. This Weibo directly made many people explode, especially Susiener's fans. Sister. Why? Miobi teacher actually has a sister. By the way, isn't that the Cheongsam girl in the last matcha incident? Many fans were shocked. The mystery that they had been curious about for so long was finally revealed, which made fans feel unacceptable. Miobi teacher's sister? Sujug? Queen's special guest? 3 heavy news made many people stunned and furious. MMP, why didn't you tell me earlier? All the tickets are sold out? Damn it. It's over. Stupid B station just released the news at this time. I don't have a ticket. I really want to see what Miobi's sister looks like. Will Miobi be on stage and advertise that it's her sister? After all, Miobi created Sakura. Sakura wants to see you. She's a genius composer. When these words were said at the end, many people actually believed it. They said it was very possible. Miobi was so active in the comics industry that many people almost forgot that she was also a music lover. She created a hit song and the Queen even bought the cover rights. The more they thought about it, the more likely it was. The fans were looking forward to the concert and getting more angry. After all, there were no tickets, and the tickets in the hands of scalpers were too expensive, thousands of dollars. When the fans were about to explode, B Station opened a ticket purchase channel. Only B Station members above level 4 could buy it. 1,000 tickets were all sold out in less than 5 minutes, and a large number of people were wailing online that they had not gotten a ticket. What's worse, a ticket worth 288 yuan was sold for several thousand yuan. This made Chen Rui and the people on the board of directors realize how loyal Susienner's fans were. No one knew how many people came for Sujug. But Susienner said she wanted to go home. The tickets for her and Lin Jingshu were given by Asada Saori. They were in the front rows, and could see the singers on the stage very clearly. However, it was not time yet, and there was only a band warming up on the stage. It was so noisy. Susienner muttered. Although the viewing effect in the front was good, the sound was also very loud, especially the stage equipment was very high-end, and the band's sound was also very clear. Coupled with the noisy sound on the scene, it really felt deafening, and the whole person was buzzing. Regardless of the past and present lives, Susienner was at a concert for the first time, and then she could only sigh that this was really not a place for otakus. Looking at Lin Jingshu next to her, who was excited, no different from other little fans, waving glow sticks, Susienner was ashamed. Where did the gentle and quiet Lin Jingshu go? Not only Susienner felt it was noisy, but several people in the west of the stadium also felt it was noisy. Damn, I should have known I wouldn't have come so early. When will teacher Miobi appear? Yeching covered his ears, feeling uncomfortable. It was obvious that he had mistaken the sister mentioned by Station B for Susienner. If we don't come in early, we won't be able to come in even if we have tickets. Stop talking nonsense, the Queen is coming. Among the three, only Yuan Dong is a fan of Saori Asada. As Yuan Dong finished speaking, there were still 10 seconds until 7 o'clock in the evening. With the spontaneous countdown of the fans at the scene, 10 seconds passed in a flash. If the sky grows old, if the earth sinks, the cherry blossoms will never wither. At 7 o'clock, a moving song sounded, and a small stage slowly rose in the center of the stage. Saori Asada, dressed up. The transition chapter is so difficult to write. Transformed into a comic book artist. Author, Miao by Shen Wu. Chapter 177. At 7 o'clock in the evening, the singing began. Saori Asada was wearing a white dress, and there were snow-white feathers floating on the screen in the background. The Cherry Blossoms Will Never Die is Saori Asada's representative masterpiece. It is one of the most popular songs in China and an anti-war song. During the concert tour, every city Saori Asada appeared in was accompanied by this song. Appear. When she heard the sound, Susienner sat expressionless, looking at all the fans who stood up excitedly when Asada Saori appeared, and inserted the index fingers of both hands directly into her ears. The next moment, ah! A series of meaningless shouts suddenly erupted from the surroundings. There was no name-calling or singing, just shouting at the top of their lungs with their mouths open. Susienner suddenly felt the terror of a mentally retarded fan. Even with her ears covered, Susienner could feel the fanatical shouting around her and the air began to tremble due to the shouting. Gan. You are trying to shatter the void? Looking at Lin Jingshu next to her, she was obviously affected by the scene and looked a bit like a crazy girl. Seeing the other party shouting so hard, Susienner was very worried that the other party would burst his throat from shouting, and wouldn't the other party's music dream be shattered by then? Susienner wanted to run away, but looking behind her, she saw that the passage was blocked by fans, and they probably couldn't squeeze out. She could only sit and stare. It's so crazy. My ears are deaf. Yeqing and Li Xiangdong looked at the crazy Yuan Dong, speechless and choked. With the appearance of Saori Asada, the sound in the stadium almost broke through the sky and spread outside the stadium, making those who did not buy tickets can only envy and hate outside the stadium. They knew that the Queen was on the stage. Fortunately, it calmed down after a burst of outbursts, and Susienner breathed a sigh of relief. She was really afraid that she would become deaf, but she couldn't bear the thought of staying in this miserable place for 2 hours. But Saori Asada is obviously used to this atmosphere. With a holy smile on her face, she sang "The Cherry Blossoms Will Never Die." The gradually calming atmosphere infected the audience in the stadium and made people feel calm. However, Asada Saori did not look for Susienner and Lin Jingshu. Since it was a concert, she naturally had to take it seriously. After singing the song "Cherry Blossoms Never Die" and interacting with the audience, they started singing again. Of course, even though it was a solo concert, Saori Asada could not sing solo throughout the concert and had to take a break to moisten her voice. Therefore, there were also other first-line singers who appeared to perform, which surprised many people. As time goes by, Chen Rui and Chu Fan backstage were getting more and more nervous, not to mention the staff at Station B. They checked the venue equipment over and over again, and after using the intercom to confirm that everything was correct, they felt even more nervous. Only by participating in the planning of this virtual singer can we know how hard they have worked on the virtual singer project. The development of the virtual singer and the improved Hatsune software, which gave Sujug a pure vocal, took several years of hard work. They all participated in the setting and selection of Sujug's character, voice, and songs. Like Chu Fan and Chen Rui, the staff at Station B raised their voices, their hearts were beating fast, and their faces were rosy with excitement. Even though many people were fans of Asada Saori, they no longer had that kind of expression at this moment. See the passion of your idol. When the time came to 8:30, Asada Saori closed the curtain with the song "Sakura Sakura Wants to See You," but her ending did not mean that the concert was over. Saori Asada knew that her concert was successful, but there were also many people who came just for one person. Thinking about it, at this time, Asada Saori was holding the microphone while looking for Susienner and Lin Jingshu. Since the tickets for both of them were in the seats provided by her, she naturally knew. At one glance, she saw the exhausted Susienner. You can even feel Susienner's irritability. Obviously, the atmosphere at the scene did not let the other party get involved, but made the other party unbearable. This little girl. Saori Asada laughed in her heart, holding the microphone with a smile on her face and a hoarse voice. Even if her throat was moistened, her throat was unbearable after singing continuously for an hour and a half. Fortunately, fans could clearly understand hearing that the idol's voice had reached its limit. She was not allowed to sing another song. There is still more than half an hour before the concert ends, but I believe there are many people here who are not here for me. Saori Asada didn't wait for the audience to speak, and continued, there is a very, very special guest coming on stage. I believe many people have thought of who it is. Yes, it is Teacher Miyobi's sister Sujug. Many people on the internet, everyone thinks that Sujug is Teacher Miyobi, and here I can tell you with certainty that Sujug is indeed Teacher Miyobi. Really? Really? Before the words were finished, there were exclamations from the audience with excitement, and some audience members could not wait to ask. Even fans of Saori Asada showed great interest and curiosity. As fans of Saori Asada, they can clearly feel that their idol likes teacher Miyobi, but this does not make them jealous, because it was the song Sakura Sakura Wants to See You that gave the idol the idea of holding a concert. After waiting for a year, they have the opportunity to get close to their idol again. It can be said that they are very grateful to Susienur. And for those who can make the golden song Sakura Sakura Wants to See You and let their ears be filled with the sounds of nature, they naturally like it very much. Now that Susienur was going to make her debut on the stage of an idol, they had no objections and were even looking forward to it. The modern young singer is in power. Although there are many fans, most people don't like it. There is no singer in the music industry that they can continue to like. If a young singer can appear and be accepted and liked by them, they will naturally have no objection. Don't be anxious, don't be anxious, I haven't finished speaking yet. Asada Sayori pursed her lips and smiled. I can understand your excitement, but although the next person to appear is Teacher Miyobi, it is not Teacher Miyobi. This sentence made the entire audience a little confused. At a glance, Asada Sayori saw the expectations, curiosity, and doubts in many people's eyes. She knew that her goal had been achieved, so she said bluntly without being shy, "Then, I invite Sujug to appear." As soon as the words fell, there was a click, and the entire stadium, including the stage, fell into darkness. Only the light signs and fluorescent sticks in the hands of the audience were shining brightly. While everyone was holding their breath and concentrating, a soothing and crisp rhythm sounded, attracting everyone's ears in just 1 second. This prelude is so beautiful. This idea couldn't help but pop up in everyone's mind. The next moment, the lights on the stage did not return, but the huge screen on the stage suddenly lit up, showing a picture of a huge palace appearing on the screen. Looking from a distance, the palace with carved beams and painted buildings was firmly embedded in the ground, and then a petite figure wearing hanfu appeared from the door. With pink hair and pink eyes, her delicate and cute image captured the audience instantly. But everyone thinks that what is played on the screen should be the background story of the song. This is not a strange thing. Many singers have used it in concerts. Although the music creation uses a two-dimensional style, the audience quickly accepted it when they thought that Teacher Miyobi was a big boss in the act industry. When I finally woke up, I missed so much scenery. The figure emerged, the prelude crooned, and a soft and gentle voice sounded. Just when everyone thought the real Sujug was about to appear. The next moment, the petite figure with long pink hair on the screen stepped out of the screen. From the second dimension to the third dimension. From inside the screen to outside reality. This scene left the audience stunned, dumbfounded. The first song Sujug appeared on was the Chinese version of Previous Lives by Siren, station BAV number 8394029. I've been thinking about Sujug's appearance song for a long time. I'll know why I chose the song in the next chapter. This is the best idea I can think of. Don't criticize me if you don't like it, Ovo. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Transformed into a comic book artist. Author, Miao by Shen Wu. Chapter 179. When Sujug walked out of the screen, all the audience were stunned and could clearly see the cute and delicate two-dimensional girl in front of them. She was wearing black and gold cord hanfu, with dark gold as the main pattern, and a vivid blue phoenix pattern on it. She had a long skirt, a pearl flower on her head, and long pink hair cascading down. As Sujug walked, her singing gradually sounded. Finally woke up, how much scenery I missed. I have waited for this day for too long, and the dark clouds have been following me like a shadow. Please look at me and listen carefully. I hope readers will remember our domain name Taiwan Novel Network rightward arrow dot. It sounded softly and gently, and an inexplicable throbbing finally brought all the audience back to their senses, and also brought Asada Sayori back to her senses. She didn't expect that B station would have such a brain hole, which was really shocking. And, is this the virtual singer? The voice is just like a normal person, how can ordinary singers survive in the future? Asada Sayori's thinking is obviously a bit confused. The audience looked at Sujug, who went from the second dimension to the third dimension, with shock, and disbelief in their eyes. Except for a few people at the scene, most of them did not speak, and because of the lyrics, they felt that the song sung by the girl named Sujug in front of them seemed to have extraordinary meaning. Oh my god, my god, my god, my god, my god. Yeching was stunned from the moment Sujug stepped out of the screen. At this time, he couldn't help but be shocked in his heart, and his subconscious muttering never stopped. Yuan Dong and Li Xiangdong next to him were not impatient, because they were also in shock. A girl from the second dimension appeared in reality. The song she sang was still so beautiful. At this time, not only the scene, but also the internet was crazy at this moment. After the matcha incident of Do You, Asada Sayori expressed her dissatisfaction with Do You, so the contract that originally promised to authorize all concerts to Do You was diluted, and other live broadcast platforms could also broadcast her concerts. So the 10 concerts were broadcast live on major live platforms, and today on Do You's official live platform, Asada Sayori's live broadcast room occupied countless real viewers. Fortunately, after the previous server explosions, Do You has seen the popularity of this queen and has thoroughly upgraded the server. Originally, the barrage had never stopped since the live broadcast room was opened. But when Sujug walked out of the screen, the dense barrage suddenly stagnated, leaving a long vacuum period. Oh my god, what is this? Sujug? Is this Sujug? Two-dimensional girl? Oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I seem to see the dimensional wall broken. The next moment, the dense barrage occupied the screen again, showing the shock of everyone's appearance of Sujug. Information spread very quickly online. Almost within a minute of Sujug's appearance, all kinds of posts, pictures, and live broadcast links appeared on Weibo, Taiba, and Moments. The sudden surge in traffic almost paralyzed the servers of major live broadcast platforms again. Fortunately, the staff responded quickly and diverted the traffic again, which stopped the jamming in the live broadcast room. Not only that, major portals immediately popped up. Especially Tencent. Many people who were using QQ at night were harassed by Tencent news again. Breaking the dimensional wall, virtual singer Sujug stunningly appeared. Tencent News usually releases news on QQ in the morning, but this incident was obviously too shocking, so they wrote the news directly when Sujug just appeared, and then published it directly. Less than 2 or 3 minutes after the release, other portals also reported the incident. Obviously, this news is about timeliness. Driven by the news and the spontaneous publicity of Susiener's fans, people on the internet all rushed to major live broadcast platforms. What people didn't expect was that Bilibili had the most viewers, but it was normal after a little thought. After all, Sujug was a virtual singer created by Bilibili. When countless people sat in front of their computers and opened the live broadcast. Since your previous life, I have been looking for you. The first time I saw your smile, I felt like I was infected with the most difficult disease to cure. The climax of the song made the audience who just opened the live broadcast stunned on the spot and were instantly attracted. Original song. Some music enthusiasts instantly knew that Sujug was singing an original song. They wanted to listen to it from the beginning, but obviously they could only wait until the video came out tomorrow. Now they can only listen to half of the song. If you disappear in the farthest time and space, I am willing to bet my name. Even if the universe is broken or restarted, we must find back the destiny that belongs to you and me. The audience at the scene cannot send barrages like the live audience. They can only suppress their inner excitement. In the case of turbid air, they look at the petite and gorgeous figures on the stage with rapid breathing. and many fans of Susiener actually wanted to shout and scream to vent their inner excitement, but they can't, because Sujug's song has not been finished yet, and they can't disturb Sujug's concert. Yes, at this moment, in the eyes of many people, today is not the Queen's concert at all, but Sujug's special performance. Even many fans of Asada Saori would have this thought from time to time, and it was obvious that they were also captured by Sujug. And what about Susiener? She was now being held tightly by Lin Jingshu's hand, and looking at the sparkling eyes in the other's eyes, she was obviously very excited. But Susiener had to admit that the appearance of B Station was really amazing. This idea also shocked her. But she was looking forward to the next interaction. The song that Sujug was singing now was the Previous Life B Station Up Host Western Country Sea Monster version of Previous Life. The lyrics were written by Shen Xingzi, and the accompaniment was the lyrical slow version of Ling Yuanyu's version. As for why this version was chosen, it was entirely because the lyrics matched Sujug's appearance, and there was a very harmonious fit. Bilibili had already designed the story background for Sujug, so they found her in the hope of creating a song. After listening to the story, Sujug thought of the siren version of the song Previous Life. Since your previous life, I have been looking for you. There was the most gentle sunshine in your eyes, which is my prescription, looking back at the flowers in the garden. If you disappear in the farthest time and space, I am willing to bet on the happiness of this life. Even if the universe is broken or restarted, we must find it back, it belongs to you and me. Even if the universe is broken or restarted, we must find it back, this is your and my destiny. As the music accompaniment slowly fell, the soft and soothing voice also slowly fell. When the whole song came to an end, many people looked at Sujug blankly with a sense of loss. At this time, Sujug's pair of pink pupils gently stared at the tens of thousands of audiences below, and his white jade hands held the two-dimensional microphone that appeared in his hands at some point, and hummed softly. My name is Sujug, what's yours? The song is the Chinese version of Previous Life by Siren, B Station AV number, 839-4029. Transformed into a comic book artist. Author, Miao Bai Shen Wu. Chapter 180. My name is Sujug, what's yours? When this sentence floated softly throughout the concert, Chu Fan and Chen Rui, who were watching the scene closely backstage, were instantly nervous. This interaction is a very critical step. Bilibili set a background story for Sujug. When Susiener gave them this song, Bilibili greatly adapted the story and even expanded it. In fact, if the audience is careful, they will definitely notice the two-dimensional song MV that was played on the huge screen with Sujug singing, but obviously no one noticed it. Everyone stared at Sujug closely, not wanting to miss it at all. This is indeed helpless. But these two people don't care. When the audience below the stage was reluctant to respond for a long time, Chen Rui and Chu Fan were a little anxious. Impossible, this atmosphere shouldn't be like this, Chu Fan paced back and forth in annoyance. This interaction was a crucial step, as it related to whether Sujug could sing the song The World's #1 Princess. Where's the shill? Chen Rui couldn't wait any longer and planned to send a text message to the shill they found, hoping to interact directly. Wait a little longer. Chu Fan looked aggrieved. If he found a shill to respond to Sujug, then in his opinion, this concert would be a failure. My name is Sujug, what about you? Sujug's gentle voice sounded again on the stage. Looking at Sujug holding the microphone, as if staring at him, the audience finally reacted from the inexplicable shock. Connecting to the lyrics and hearing Sujug's questions, they could see the expectation and desire in Sujug's eyes, which made Susiener sigh that the technology in this world is indeed one step ahead. Although Sujug is a two-dimensional girl, B Station has put a lot of thought into her demeanor and emotional expression. They just want Sujug to be like a real girl, with joy, anger, sorrow, and happiness. Damn it! Give me some reaction. Don't embarrass Jug. You, I'm asking you questions, answer quickly. When the barrage of people watching the live broadcast heard Sujug's question, they typed out their own names in a blink of an eye, and dense names appeared. Then they saw that the audience did not react, and instantly sprayed them to pieces. At this time, a young man in the audience reacted first, his face flushed with excitement and shouted loudly, "Sujug, my name is Lin Zhuyi." This voice attracted Sujug's attention. Looking at Sujug, who tilted his head slightly to look for Lin Zhuyi, the audience went completely crazy. "Sujug. My name is Fang Yuan. Look at me, look at me. My name is Zhao Yuan Yuan. Jug, look at me. My name is Feng Fan." When the man named Lin Zhuyi spoke first, the audience woke up and shouted their names frantically, hoping to get the attention of Sujug on the stage. Susiener was also shocked when she saw this scene. This was even crazier than Asada Saori's appearance. "Your Highness. My name is Yecheng." When a heart-wrenching and extremely loud voice emerged, the audience's thinking channel seemed to be connected at this moment. "Your Highness." Looking at Sujug's clothes on the stage, thinking that the other party came out of the palace, and Susiener's fans were even more excited. Because they are members of the Princess Knights. The audience watching the live broadcast on the computer heard this voice and woke up instantly. Asada Saori was about to go out in the backstage, but she stopped. According to the idea of B Station, as long as the audience interacted with Sujug, she would come out to help, and interact with Sujug for a few words, and then she could take over the next song, which is the world's #1 princess. But, now, Asada Saori knew that she might not have to go out. With Yecheng's unconscious shout, the audience shouted excitedly, "Your Highness! Your Highness!" When the shouts of the audience gathered together, the 4 words "Your Highness" were simply breaking through the sky. It made many passers-by and audiences who were not aware of the situation outside the venue look confused. Only those who were watching the live broadcast with their mobile phones looked excited, and even whispered "Your Highness" as they watched the live broadcast screen. When Chen Rui saw this scene, he took a deep breath and looked indescribably relaxed. Success. Yes, it succeeded. Chu Fan heard it and looked at Sujug on the stage with mixed emotions. It was as if the daughter he raised with his own hands had finally grown up to become an idol loved by countless people. At this moment, with the crazy shouts of the audience. Then in their eyes, Sujug on the stage was covered with stars all over her body. The next moment, a Sujug wearing a beige school uniform with a red ribbon tied around the collar, a gray-black striped short skirt, and a pair of black stockings that just revealed a hint of white skin appeared. The simple school uniform, matched with Sujug's slender and light figure and pink hair fluttering in the wind, makes her look like a peerless beauty. Bilibili has set 2 sets of clothes for Sujug. One is a black and gold palace hanfu, which is specially designed for Sujug by a domestic fashion designer. The other set is a school uniform, which is the school uniform of Susiener's school. From the perspective of B Station, Sujug is Susiener's clone, so naturally he has to be labeled as Susiener. The world's #1 princess. Such a response is understandable, right? The instant change of clothing did not stop the crazy shouting. The staff also knew that Sujug did not need to say anything extra at this time. The first line of the lyrics of the world's #1 princess was the best response. And this crisp Japanese song made the sound on the scene stop abruptly. The first point is to find that my hairstyle is different from usual. When everyone reacted again, they looked at Sujug, who had become playful and cute on the stage, with her slender fingers raised and a little arrogant. "Princess. The world's #1 princess," the excited and crazy voice sounded again, and Susiener could even feel the people behind her pushing forward. Slightly looking back, Susiener found that everyone looked crazy. She was stunned. In order to avoid a stampede, she wanted to pull Lin Jingshu to retreat first. As a result, the crazy Lin Jingshu was pulled. Lin Jingshu was pulled and reacted. She turned her head to look at Susianer and was suddenly startled. At this glance, Susianer had a bad premonition. The next moment, Susianer was held in Lin Jingshu's arms and rubbed, kissed, and licked. At this moment, Lin Jingshu remembered that Sujug was created according to Susianer. The two were twins. She couldn't touch Sujug, but Susianer was right next to her. Susianer looked desperate. Second point, look at me from head to shoes carefully, do you understand? Understand. As Sujug's singing sounded, the audience interacted with each other every time the other party sang a sentence. Third point, I say one sentence and you have to reply to me 3 times. No problem. No problem. No problem. The huge combined voice resounded throughout the Magic City Stadium, shocking the backstage staff. This is going crazy. And Chen Rui was shaking with excitement. This was an unprecedented success. If you understand, my right hand is still empty, why don't you think of a solution? It's not that, I'm willful or anything. I just hope you think from the bottom of your heart that I'm cute. The world's #1 princess. Sujug. Sujug. Princess. Princess. The voice is endless, like a carnival. This night is destined to be sleepless. I said 2 updates, so I'll update twice OVO. Transformed into a comic book artist. Author, Miao by Sheng Wu. Chapter 181. Susianer was dazed and didn't know how she got home. She only remembered that when Suju sang the world's #1 princess at the concert, the whole place went crazy. And Lin Jingshu next to her held her tightly and kept rubbing her, screaming while listening to the song. At the end, the turbid air at the scene almost made her faint. The memory afterwards was that Chen Rui went on stage and interacted with Sujug for a few words, and the concert ended just like that. Unfortunately, it was half an hour later that she was led away by Lin Jingshu's hand. It was not that she didn't want to leave early, but that the audience didn't want to leave, and then blocked the road to prevent people in front from leaving. In Susianer's mind, it was a heinous crime. After arriving home, Susianer lay on the bed for a few minutes, looked at the time, it was already past 10 o'clock in the evening. Go to sleep. Susianer fell asleep as soon as she thought of it. When she woke up the next day, she was awakened by suffocation, and when she opened her eyes, she saw 2 huge XS acting as facial cleansers. Feeling the soft body next to her, Susianer looked up and found that it was Lin Jingshu. This guy actually attacked her while she was sleeping last night. She did not disturb the other party. She picked up her phone and saw that it was more than 5 o'clock in the morning, and there were more than a dozen missed calls, all from Chen Rui. Susianer's action woke Lin Jingshu up. She rubbed her eyes and looked at Susianer and said, "You are awake." As soon as she opened her mouth, both of them were shocked. Apparently, she shouted too heartbreakingly yesterday, and Lin Jingshu's voice was very hoarse. Susianer sighed, "Wait, I'll make you some honey to drink." "Student Su, you are so nice." Lin Jingshu looked at Susianer with sparkling eyes. After all, it is very rare for Susianer to do things for her. Susianer rolled her eyes, "Don't forget that you still have to do my homework for me. What if you don't do anything because your voice is hoarse and you feel uncomfortable all over your body?" This time, it was Lin Jingshu's turn to roll her eyes. At 7 o'clock in the morning, Lin Jingshu enjoyed the breakfast bought by Susianer, then Lin Jingshu kindly took Susianer, who was resisting, to class. "Did you watch the concert last night?" "Of course I watched the concert of Her Royal Highness the Princess." It was so awesome, now it feels like a dream. I was shocked at that time. As soon as I arrived in the classroom, there was no longer the dead atmosphere of the nervous review in the 3rd year of high school. On the contrary, the classroom was out of character at this time, and everyone was discussing about yesterday's concert. Some people who didn't know about yesterday's incident were instantly despised. Until the class, everyone's excitement had not calmed down. Obviously, the teacher also saw that everyone was absent-minded and asked everyone to study by themselves. This state was obviously not suitable for review, or the teacher obviously watched yesterday's concert and had not recovered at this time. Not only Susiener school was affected, but the impact was very wide. After a year of silence, Asada Saori's tour concert was the last stop in Shanghai, and its attention was very high. In the last half hour, Sujug's shocking appearance and two songs almost stopped the minds of the audience and the live audience. In the morning, the news continued to report on yesterday's concert. The spotlight was stolen, and the queen became a foil. The moment the dimensional wall was broken, the world changed. Shocking appearance, the virtual singer came to reality. My name is Sujug, what about you? The world's #1 princess, Sujug. Not only online, but also real newspapers reported on last night's concert in all aspects. Some people who are used to going to bed early found that after a night, it seemed that the direction of public opinion in the world had changed again. Virtual singer? Sujug. Princess. What are these? People who don't know picked up their mobile phones and searched the internet, and they were shocked by the search. And those who know the situation are also exploring the internet, they want to know more about Sujug. Among the crowd, there is a group that is the most excited, that is Susiener's fan group, the Princess Knights. In the past, many people were quite disappointed because Susiener had never officially recognized their fan group online. But when Sujug appeared, they seemed to have found their spiritual sustenance, and they became Sujug's die-hard fans in just a moment. And isn't this a disguised recognition of the existence of their knights by teacher Miobi? Because according to Station B, Sujug was created based on Susiener herself. Except for a little difference in height, both the face and the figure were adapted and created based on Susiener herself, and it was painted by teacher Miobi himself. They have to protect the two-dimensional Sujug. They also have to protect the three-dimensional Susiener. Teacher Miobi must not be hurt. At this moment, the Princess Knights seem to have found their own doctrine. After the concert ended last night, Sujug's Weibo reached 20 million followers overnight. This made the B Station company stunned, but the deep joy in their eyes was naturally unstoppable. Of course, this Weibo also asked Susiener's opinion at the beginning. Susiener said that she didn't care about this at all, or that if everyone paid attention to Sujug, she could retire at ease. Obviously, Susiener has not given up on her retirement plan. With Susiener's consent, B Station went ahead with it boldly. To make Sujug a truly global idol, Weibo was a must. They also established Sujug Bar, and registered the ID Sujug on the forum. Almost all preparations were made beforehand, which made Susiener a little surprised at B Station's madness. And now Sujug's successful debut has also received corresponding feedback. Sujug's Weibo has 20 million followers overnight, which is just overnight. You must know that this influence has not passed. This is the first virtual singer in human history. B Station must do enough homework on this to expand this influence infinitely. And the attention of the forum is also increasing rapidly. However, although these are very important to fans, there is another thing that is more important, that is, when Sujug was singing last night, what did the two-dimensional MV at the back mean? From the lyrics, fans obviously saw the music MV of Kin Kin Kinchi, but all major live broadcast platforms were filming Sujug at the time and completely ignored the MV that followed. Bilibili did not hide this MV of the two-dimensional song, and directly released the video on Bilibili as Sujug. Then the video link was released on Sujug's Weibo. Weibo is a means of communication with fans in the future. Bilibili even sent a working group to respond 24 hours a day. Sujug needs to be active and needs to be imprinted in the hearts of fans. Of course, it is not just Weibo, but also Taiba. When the MV of the two-dimensional song was released, a large number of people instantly flocked to Bilibili. Before clicking on the video, they saw that the up was Sujug, and followed him without saying a word. After that, they clicked on the video. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Transformed into a comic book artist. Author, Miao by Shen Wu. Chapter 182. When Yeqing clicked on the video, Yuan Dong and Li Xiangdong sat next to him early. I said, can't you watch it on your own computer? It's more fun to watch it together. Your display screen is big. When each person said a sentence, the animated music MV had already begun. Your name. Arrangement, water pen. Lyrics, water pen. Singer, Sujug. When the screen just unfolded, 3 messages appeared in the sight of the 3 people. When seeing the water pen, Yeqing and the other 2 were stunned for a moment, and then they realized that the water pen was a wonderful pen. Oh my, look, your name. At this time, Li Xiangdong discovered the name of the song and exclaimed. Your name is not the animated film that spent 50 million yuan on the first round of production? This song is called Your Name. Is it the theme song of Your Name? When handing this song to B Station, Susiener said that this song will be used as an interlude with the animated film Your Name. Of course, the tune will remain unchanged, and the lyrics will be recreated. Chen Rui and Zhao Jing knew this, so naturally they couldn't use Previous Life as the song title. Later, Chen Rui had an idea and directly used Your Name as the song title, which could promote the animated film Your Name in disguise, and fit the story of the 2-dimensional music MV they made. This was recognized by Susiener and Zhao Jing, so the video presented to Yeqing and the other 2 and all the audience was the current video. And this title really makes people think of it. Many people went to the official Weibo of Tencent Comics to ask questions. Of course, Yeqing and the other 2 didn't know, they were watching this video. When the picture suddenly unfolded from darkness. Finally woke up, how much scenery I missed. When Sujug's voice emerged, suddenly 2 crisp chirping sounds rang out. The picture suddenly unfolded, and 2 mythical creatures appeared in front of Yeqing and the other 2. The female bird Qingluan and the male bird Huofeng, the 2 divine birds were playing and singing with each other in the air, extremely happy. I have waited for this day for too long, and the dark clouds have been following me like a shadow. Please look at me and listen carefully. The moving song sounded, and the picture slowly unfolded, telling the audience the story of Qingluan and Huofeng. As time passed, the audience gradually understood the story of this 2-dimensional song MV. The story is about a pair of loving divine birds, the female Qingluan and the male Huofeng. They never leave each other, take care of each other, and warm each other. One day, Qingluan came back from going out and found that Huofeng was gone. She was worried that her lover was in danger, so she searched in the sky for a long time, but in the end she found nothing. In the days without Huofeng, Qingluan didn't eat or drink, and was heartbroken. Her body became weaker and weaker, and she could no longer fly in the sky, and her beautiful feathers lost their luster. Her heart gradually became desperate, and her tears seemed to be a rushing river that could not stop, and her sad calls became lower and lower. Qingluan intended to commit suicide for love and tortured herself deliberately. Just when Qingluan was dying, a fairy passed by and instructed her to continue searching. Qingluan found hope, stood up slowly, no longer sad, and waited firmly for her body to recover to find her lover, no matter where he was. Qingluan climbed over thousands of mountains and rivers, calling out wherever she went. Finally, she heard the harmonious cry of Huofeng. It turned out that he was shot and imprisoned in a deep cave. So, every day Qingluan stayed in the sky above Huofeng, wandering constantly. The shrill wailing and deep love finally moved the person who imprisoned Huofeng. However, although the person who imprisoned Huofeng was moved by Qingluan, he did not believe in Huofeng's love for Qingluan, so he let Huofeng drink menpo soup and let him reincarnate. He also told Qingluan that if Huofeng met Qingluan after reincarnation and could call out King Luan's name, then he would liberate them and let them return to the freedom of love. Qingluan agreed. She believed that even if Huofeng drank menpo soup, he would recognize her and call out her name as long as he saw her. This was her unswerving trust in Huofeng until death. Since the pre-Qin period, Qingluan would transform into the most beautiful princess, dressed in gorgeous clothes, hoping that Huofeng would call out her name when they met. However, thousands of years have passed, and nearly 100 generations have passed. When the reincarnated people of Huofeng meet them, they are all like strangers. When Qingluan came to the modern era, she was extremely confused when she saw the busy traffic and tall buildings. At this time, the position of princess was no longer popular, and she didn't know what identity she should meet Huofeng with. It was not until Qingluan looked at the stars on the screen that she woke up. Then Qingluan transformed into a human, named Sujug, and became an idol, hoping to attract Huofeng's attention with her singing, sing with her, and call out her name. The singing gradually fell, the gentle rhythm slowly stopped, and the 3.5-minute video gradually went black. However, in the video watched by the audience, the ending of the two divine birds Qingluan and Huofeng did not appear. This is undoubtedly a very sad story. With Sujug's beautiful singing, they seemed to be able to feel the expectation and desire in his gentle voice. After hundreds of lives, she still hasn't given up. Qingluan's unswerving heart melts the hearts of those who watch the video. After watching this video, Yeqing himself was extremely depressed and his mood was very obvious. After watching the video completely go black, Yeqing turned his head to look at Li Xiangdong and Yuan Dong and was shocked. What are you crying for? As soon as the words came out, I found myself choking up. The three looked at each other, and then sighed. It was obvious that this story made them very depressed. And this video not only made Yeqing and the other two feel indescribable, but many people also vented their fragile and sensitive emotions in the barrage. Sojug asked this question at the concert. I cried so hard. Jug is so heartbreaking. It's the first time I cried when watching an animated MV, especially with the singing of Her Royal Highness. Tears flowed down my face. Damn, Huofeng obviously doesn't like Her Royal Highness. Why is Her Royal Highness so devoted? MMP, she can't even call out the name of her beloved. Huofeng, go to hell. This video made many people rush to Sujug's Weibo, comforting Sujug and venting their moved emotions. Before, they always regarded Sujug as a virtual singer created by Bilibili. Although they liked Sujug very much, they were separated by a dimension after all. But when this video appeared, the audience knew the story about Sujug. Even though they knew that this was a story made up by Bilibili, they were willing to indulge in this story. They no longer regarded Sujug as a virtual singer who was only for spiritual satisfaction, but as a singer with flesh and blood who was loyal to her lover until death. Then, when the audience left comments, they were divided into two camps without knowing when. One side supported Sujug to continue to look for Huofeng and pursue his love. The other side wanted Sujug to give up Huofeng and start his own love again. For their own ideas, the two sides started a shocking keyboard war on Weibo, which instantly made Sujug the #1 hot search. When Susiener learned about this, she couldn't help but sigh that they were really a group of people who were bored. Ovo. Guess a riddle. Transformed into a comic book artist. Author, Miao Bai Shen Wu. Chapter 183. The matter about Sujug is getting more and more serious. After all, she is the first virtual singer in human history. Bilibili has given Sujug a vivid life, and this is a character created according to the prototype of Susiener. So whether it is Susiener's fans or those who have just become Sujug's fans, they all love Sujug very much. When the concept war was going on Weibo, Tencent Animation saw so many people asking questions, so they slowly posted a Weibo. The song Your Name was specially tailored by Miobi Teacher for Sujug's story. Penguin Girl saw that many people are very curious about the name of this song. Here Penguin Girl can tell you for sure that the song Your Name will be used as an interlude with the animated film Your Name. Of course, the melody will not change, the lyrics will change, and the song name will also change. Please look forward to it. When this notice came out, many people looked as if it was true. After all, the song Name Your Name is really imaginative. Now that Tencent Animation has come forward to explain, they naturally accepted this statement. Taiwan novel network rightward arrow. When Sujeog became famous, many people became more curious about Susienner. Because B Station said that except for the height, everything about Sujeog was created according to Susienner herself. B Station even said that if Myobi teacher and Sujeog stood together, they would be twins of the second and third dimensions. This was responded to by the cartoonists who attended the annual meeting. Many well-known cartoonists expressed shock on Weibo and were very impressed by this so-called virtual technology. And the fans also dug out the B Station girl 22 and found that 22 really looked like Sujeog, which made more people curious. After all, Sujeog is a virtual singer, and they can't touch her at all, but Susienner is a real person, so they really want to see the prototype. Unfortunately, there are no photos of Susienner on the internet. Lin Jingshu was very proud at home because she could sleep with Susienner in her arms every day, but other fans could not. In addition, many people found that both Your Name and the world's #1 princess were created by Susienner, which made many fans of Teacher Shuabai very satisfied online, because since Sakura Sakura Wants to See You, Susienner has not had any new songs, which made many people think that Susienner's talent has come to an end. It's just that these two songs slapped the faces of those haters as soon as they came out, and Lin Jingshu even posted Dumpling Family, which she had recorded a long time ago, to B Station as an up-host, which caused a sensation again. Such a warm and quiet song has won the love of countless people. Asada Saori even expressed her highest praise for this Japanese song on Weibo, saying that Susienner's creative level is really getting higher and higher. However, as Susienner and Sujeog became more and more famous, doubts also appeared. The biggest doubt is Sujeog's voice problem. Although Bilibili has woven a perfect story for Sujeog, making Sujeog deeply rooted in people's hearts, she is a virtual singer after all. So as a virtual singer, why is her voice exactly the same as that of a human, and even more beautiful and charming than those superstars in the entertainment industry? As soon as this question came out, even many fans were very curious. Yes, why is Sujeog's voice exactly the same as that of a human? The doubters even speculated whether Sujeog was lip-syncing, and the real singer was Susienner. No one questioned Susienner singing, but if Bilibili used a virtual singer to fool people, it would undoubtedly discredit Sujeog and Susienner. As soon as this question came out, many people said that if this was true, they hoped that Bilibili would give a reasonable explanation. And Sujeog lip-syncing became a hot search term on Baidu, which made Susienner laugh out loud, because she thought of the hot word Luo Tianyi taking drugs in her previous life. Regarding this point, Bilibili officially responded on Weibo when the incident became more and more serious. Susienner curled her lips at this Weibo post. It was obvious that B Station waited until the discussion about Sujeog on the internet was the most intense before coming out to explain, giving fans a reassurance and allowing Sujeog's influence to continue to expand. Regarding the lip-syncing incident in the past 2 days, after intense discussions in the board of directors, B Station decided to announce the Hatsune software to the world. Sujeog is a virtual singer created by B Station, and also Sujeog of the fans. Therefore, B Station will open up the secondary creation rights of Sujeog's music, based on the Hatsune software. I hope that the fans who like Sujeog can display their talents and let Sujeog's singing resound throughout the world. Sujeog's voice was created with the voice of teacher Myobi as the sound source, so Sujeog's voice includes lowly, girl, and queen voice. Each voice is perfect and harmonious. I hope that all talented men and women can help Sujeog go further and further on the road of idol. As soon as this Weibo post was released, many people flocked to B Station and found that B Station directly pulled a banner. After they clicked in, they could directly download the Hatsune software. When they started using the Hatsune Miku software, they discovered a new world. The eyes of some arrangers who were frustrated in the entertainment industry lit up, as if they saw another way to become famous. After a week, people at Station B discovered that there were actually many original songs by Sujoog in the music area. No matter how good or bad they sounded, Station B finally breathed a sigh of relief. The emergence of this situation means that Sujoog is completely on the right track, and it also lets them know that as long as Sujoog doesn't fail, Station B will not fail. Of course, many fans even asked on Weibo when Sujoog would have his own concert. Station B has been avoiding answering this question, because although the current data looks promising, they don't know how many people will come if there is a concert. Coupled with funding issues, Station B did not respond. Sujoog's matter had been hotly debated on the internet for half a month before it gradually calmed down. Of course, even if it calms down, the discussion about Sujoog remains high on the internet. Some music companies have even approached Bilibili to obtain the secondary creation rights for your name. As for the world's #1 princess, it is obviously an exclusive song for Sujoog. But Station B completely rejected this point. At the end of March, Sujoog suddenly posted a Weibo post. At Miobi, sister, hurry up and release the comic ending of Book of Life and Death. As soon as this Weibo post was posted, many people were shocked. The Book of Life and Death is about to end before the last episode, and isn't April the time when the animated version of the Book of Life and Death will be released? Susiener did not reply to this Weibo, because she was dueling with Lin Jingshu. Transformed into a comic book artist. Author, Miao by Shen Wu. Chapter 184. No. I won't go even if I die. Searched Kan on Google. The teacher said if you don't want to go, tell your aunt. Lin Jingshu looked helplessly at Susiener, who had her head covered with a quilt. Let her go, she's threatening the students, she's not qualified as a class teacher. I won't go no matter what, wait until the physical examination is over. How can you take the college entrance examination without a physical examination? Lin Jingshu was so angry that she pulled Susiener's quilt, only to find that the other party was holding on tightly and wouldn't let go. Then there will be no college entrance examination. You promised to go to college with me. If you don't run 800 meters, I will go with you. Seeing Lin Jingshu's trick, Susiener curled her lips. Why does going to college have to be related to a physical examination? Don't people in the Ministry of Education know that study and sports cannot have both? Just running 800 meters, such a simple thing. Lin Jingshu looked at Susiener with disgust and said, and I can name many people who are good at sports and studies. Kill me. Susiener covered herself with the quilt and said she wouldn't go to school. Today is the end of March, and it is the time for the physical examination for the senior high school students in their school. The physical examination is nothing, but what the hell is 1,000 meters for men and 800 meters for women? She remembers that there was no such item in the physical examination. As a result, Lin Jingshu told her that this project was stipulated 10 years ago, which made her glare. She knows her own body well. In fact, when she traveled through time, she knew that her physical fitness was not good, because her predecessor didn't exercise either, and she knew from memory that running 800 meters would be exhausting. And now, more than half a year has passed. Although she has kept up with her diet and nutrition since Lin Jingshu lived together, her physical fitness has not kept up. In addition, she stays at home every day and does not go out. Running 800 meters is simply too much for her. Life. If you don't go, I won't cook for you in the future. Well. At this moment, Susiener saw Lin Jingshu's cruelty. Yes, I thought I was asked to take action in the classroom. Jo Kinja looked at Susiener, who looked hopeless, and couldn't help but look at Lin Jingshu in admiration. Tisk. Susiener gave a forced laugh, thinking about how to get by at 800 meters. Okay, the other students have gone for a physical examination. You should go too. First, take your weight, height, and measurements. I'll see if Susiener has grown taller. Okay, Lin Jingshu responded, dragging the uninterested Susiener away with great interest. Boys and girls measure in different places. After all, girls also have to measure their bust. When Lin Jingshu took Susiener to the destination, Susiener saw that many girls had already begun to undergo physical examinations. Why do I feel like I'm getting shorter and shorter? You're cute when you're short. Alas, I haven't grown taller. My breasts haven't grown, my belly is a little bigger, I need to lose weight. Wow. Yunlin, your breasts are getting bigger again. Oh, really? These breasts weigh 5 kilograms. As soon as she entered the closed classroom, Susiener heard the girls whispering, and the last conversation almost made her squirt. 5 kilograms of Naoko? Plump Monday? Out of curiosity, Susiener didn't say hello to Lin Jingshu and walked towards the man with the 5 kilograms. After squeezing for a while, Susiener saw two girls playing. A big-breasted girl instantly attracted her attention. She dragged her breasts with her hands and looked a little distressed, while a girl next to her looked at her with envy. Yunlan. Arrive. When Yunlan stood on the weight and height measuring machine, Susiener was already beside Yunlan, staring at Yun Ian's chest with gleaming eyes. It's so big, I want to rub it. Yunlan looked a little embarrassed when she saw Susiener staring at her breasts. Classmate Su, do you really want to touch me? A voice came from the side, making Susiener nod subconsciously. After reacting, she looked at a girl with short hair and laughed secretly. Yunlan also glared at her helplessly, but she looked at the desire in Susiener's eyes and her flat chest. I'm afraid she envied her. Although he is very distressed about his huge X, it is obviously very eye-catching to others. If it's student Su, it's okay. Yunlan took off the measuring device and whispered something, which surprised the short-haired girl. Seeing this, she blushed shyly and added, when I was a sophomore in high school, student Su replaced me. I did a lot of tutoring. Before Susiener traveled through time, she was a goddess who was popular in the school, and she would basically help anyone who needed help. Especially Yunlan. Susiener took the initiative to help whenever she saw her studying alone in the classroom. Yunlan was very grateful, but she never knew how to repay her. When she was in her third year of high school, she was no longer in the same class, which made her regretful. Now she could only think of this way to repay her kindness. This sentence made Susiener bleed. Is it really allowed to touch it? Of course. Yunlan looked around, then took Susiener's little hand and the short-haired girl to the corner, then closed her eyes and said in a trembling voice, touch it? Seeing this, Susiener took a deep breath, and then bowed like a pilgrim, making the short-haired girl next to her cover her mouth and snicker. Just when Susiener was about to touch. Classmate Su, what are you doing? Lin Jingshu's voice suddenly came, and then she said urgently, it's your turn, let's go. With that said, Lin Jingshu pulled Susiener. Seeing the 5 kilograms getting further and further away from her, Susiener felt that her whole life had lost its color. Noko. 1.52 meters, Susiener, you haven't grown much this year. After saying that, the physical examination teacher took a soft ruler to measure Susiener's bust, then nodded and said, not bad, barely a B. When the girls next to him heard this, they all smiled secretly. Obviously, although Susiener is very cute, her breasts are a fatal flaw. Only then did Lin Jingshu react. Looking at the hopeless Susiener, she thought something had happened. Who were those two girls just now? My former classmate in the second year of high school. Susiener looked downcast, obviously disappointed that she didn't get the 5 kilograms. Are you going to meet them to reminisce about old times? Lin Jingshu was a little anxious because of the queue just now, Thinking about it now, it seemed a little rude just now. When Susiana heard this, she looked around and saw that the two girls had obviously left, so she forgot about it. Lin Jingshu then took the reluctant Susiana to continue the physical examination. When the last event was 800 meters, Susiana had a look of fear on her face. If it weren't for Lin Jingshu holding her, she would have run away. "Classmate Su, here." As they were pulling away from the playground, they heard a familiar voice. Looking at Yun Lan, Susiana's eyes lit up and she directly pulled Lin Jingshu over. After getting closer, Lin Jingshu looked at Yun Lan and couldn't help but be stunned. So big. Suddenly, Lin Jingshu suddenly thought of something. She looked at Susiana, then at Yun Ian's 5 kilograms, and thought about all the things she had to do with Susiana. Isn't it possible that Mr. Su wants to collect materials? With this idea in mind, after the two of them got acquainted, Lin Jingshu took Yun Lan and secretly said a few words. After a while, Yun Lan came to Susiana with a blushing face. "Student Su, if you finish running 800 meters, I can touch your breasts." You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Transformed into a comic book artist. Author, Miao by Shen Wu. Chapter 185. Nanako. Okay, stop shouting. The head teacher said you are allowed to take a day off. Lin Jingshu couldn't tell whether to laugh or cry when she saw Susiana, who was lying on the bed with a helpless look on her face and still couldn't forget Yun Ian's 5 kilograms. Unexpectedly, after running 800 meters, Susiana said she was weak and sore all over as soon as she got up today and refused to go to school. Lin Jingshu didn't know if Susiana was lying to her or if it was true. She talked to Jo Kinja on the phone. Jo Kinja was also helpless to Susiana and agreed to take a day off. Susiana sighed and said, "Why are you asking me to take a day off? I feel like I have to lie down for a week to recover." "Are you physically disabled? You need to rest for a week after running 800 meters, hearing this, Lin Jingshu rolled her eyes and said, "I'm going to school first. You should have a good rest." With that said, he ignored Susiana who was lying on the bed, said hello and left. 5 minutes after Lin Jingshu left, Susiana blinked, then got up from the bed, quickly turned on the computer, and prepared to play games. Obviously, although my legs and feet are very sore, after all, I almost lost my soul after running 800 meters yesterday, but I will be completely fine after a sleep, so how can I need to lie down for a whole day? But Susiana thought about the touch of the 5 kilograms yesterday, and she had endless aftertaste. It was Yun Ian's credit that she was able to finish the run yesterday. The opponent was jumping up and down and left and right in front of her with the 5 kilograms on his head, motivating her to follow. After Yun Lan finished running, although she was exhausted, there was one thing: such spiritual satisfaction. It seems that no matter what you do, you need a spirit and purpose. As soon as I got on the computer, I received a message from Chen Rui on QQ, saying that it would be April 1st in a few days, and the Book of Life and Death would be released. I hope she could promote it on Weibo, and the Book of Life and Death comic will be over in 2 days. Of course, there is also news about beautiful girl Wanhu a mirror. After being addicted to planning in those 2 days, Susiana's lazy temper has relapsed. It has been a long time since she went to Bilibili. She has completely handed over the game. It was given to the game production team of Station B, which made Chen Rui very helpless. Fortunately, Chen Rui also recognized Susiana's character of spending 3 days fishing and 2 days surfing the internet, so he asked the game production team to ask questions directly on QQ. And there is another news from Zhaojing. The other party said that the Demon King's contract adapted from the light novel will also be released on April 1st, and I hope she can help promote it on Weibo. Now the attention of Susiener's wonderful Weibo has reached 60 to 70 million, if this had reached the fan value of the King of Heaven and Queen in the previous life, but the population of China in this world is 2.3 billion, so now Susiener, if calculated according to the standard, his Weibo fan base barely reaches the standard of a first-line star. This makes Susiener very distressed, because she is going to retire, so aren't so many fans being foreshadowed? How can I retire then? I thought it would be best if Sujug opened Weibo and shared her fans, and then all her fans turned into zombie fans. As a result, she became more and more popular, and Sujug's Weibo continued to become popular. This seems different from what she thought. Susiener obviously did not expect that in the hearts of fans, Sujug is Sujug, and she is her. How could they coincide? Sujug is a virtual singer. In the hearts of fans, she is the embodiment of her pseudonym Shuabai. And she is a comic artist, so she is a wonderful pen. Therefore, in the hearts of fans, this point is very clear, and it also allows fans of the pen name Shuabai to find spiritual sustenance. Looking at the message sent by Zhaojing, Susiener ignored it directly. She still remembered the gap between Demon King's contract and Demon King's contract. As for the ending of Book of Life and Death, in fact, it has been finished a long time ago. It was finished more than a month ago. The reason why it is not finished is that it is delayed and waited for the new series to be completed in April, and the time is almost here. Station B, naturally it is to find various opportunities for publicity. Therefore, as soon as Susiener saw it, she sent a Weibo message to inform that Book of Life and Death was coming to an end. Then, just when she was about to continue playing games to kill time, a message popped up. Tomato scrambled eggs sent you a window shake. Looking at the window that jumped out, Susiener took a serious look, and then carefully clicked the cross in the upper right corner. Tomato scrambled eggs sent you a window shake. As a result, it popped up again just after clicking. Come out, come out, come out. I know you are online. If your QQ mobile phone logo disappears and your avatar is black, you are online and invisible. MMP. Susiener rolled her eyes, but could only type helplessly, haha, I just got up and was getting ready to go to class. What can I do? I found a fun mobile game that will be launched soon. Let's play it together. What game? Honkai Impact 3rd, I saw that promotional video is so cool, the Valkyrie in it is so beautiful, I know you will like it, let's play together, I will help you earn money, just like before, but this time you have to agree to be with me. I'll meet you, I'm going back to China when I'm in college. Let's meet up then. Don't worry, I'm not a beauty person. I don't mind even if you're a fat nerd, if you want to lose weight, I can accompany you. Come on. Honkai Impact 3? Damn it, this crappy game is going online? MiHoYo pestered her to draw a character portrait and signed a contract, but a month later she handed it over to the art team. Anyway, these artists had learned painting skills and now imitated them very quickly, so she got lazy. MiHoYo turned a blind eye to Susiener's breach of contract and had no other options. Now the pen name Miobi is so famous that when the game is launched, they want Susiener to help promote it. Of course, it would be best if she could cosplay a character from Honkai Impact 3rd. But Susiener almost forgot about Honkai Impact 3rd, after all, that was half a year ago. Who would have thought that this tomato scrambled egg would be mentioned to her on QQ? As for who this tomato scrambled egg is, it was naturally Susiener's difficult gaming wife, the one who could be found every time she played a game. She was simply a model of a cyberstalker pervert. However, Susiener felt guilty towards her. When she first crossed over, she was penniless, and her aunt owed her a lot of debts to help her pay them off. But as a game geek, it was impossible for her not to play games. Then, by chance, she hooked up with this rich woman by using a fake voice. After asking, she learned that it was her first time playing games, so she taught her carefully. After that, this guy knew that he could become stronger by spending money, and he couldn't stop from then on. Whenever he played a new game, he didn't even bother to find out whether the game was fun or not, and he would spend money first. That's not all, he also helped her spend money, and the two of them once became a couple in the game, and the husband and wife were very happy. In order to become a RMB player, a big shot among salted fish, Susiener once became the other party's RBQ. Now, I've made money, so naturally I have to get rid of the other party. Because this guy, Tomato Scrambled Egg, now talks about meeting in person whenever he chats with her privately. What the hell, the other party is a girl, and she has confirmed it on YY. But she is, also a girl. So, Susiener racked her brains to get rid of the other party. There are even RBQs waiting for Xiaoxian to be updated. Don't they know that the update time has been moved to the morning? Ovo. While you were cultivating immortality, I was sleeping soundly in my warm bed. I woke up in the morning, had breakfast, and typed slowly. Transformed into a comic book artist. Author, Miao by Shen Wu. Chapter 186. Actually, I've wanted to ask for a long time why you can find me no matter what game I play. Searched can on Google. Susiener finally asked about this. Yes, she was very curious. I can find her every time, probably because I have used black technology to lock her IP address. Oh, because when you play mobile games, you share them on QQ Zone with your mobile phone. Then I will know it after seeing it. Isn't this the information you disclosed to me? Tomato Scrambled Egg sent the message with a confused look on his face, but he didn't know that Susiener was confused when he saw the news. Yes, because mobile game sharing rewards some materials and so on, Susiener will share it to QQ Space every time. Her space is public, so the other party will know it as soon as they see it. Sorry. It turns out that the unsolvable mystery in my mind is that simple. It seems that after I became lazy, my mind also became lazy and I was no longer willing to think. Aren't you playing Origin? Why do you think of playing Honkai Impact 3? Susiener checked and found that Honkai Impact 3 is now being promoted, but its actual launch time will not be until September when the school season starts. In other words, there are still 5 months before it goes online. Based on Susiener's understanding of tomato scrambled eggs, this guy has been playing games whenever he has time since he became obsessed with games. He is a real game maniac. Confined. Puff. What? Susiener checked and found that Origin has not been officially shut down. I seem to be playing the channel server. The server was shut down yesterday. Tomato Scrambled Eggs didn't care. Anyway, I don't have time to play games recently. I'm waiting for Honkai Impact 3. Then we can play together. By the way, you still have to play games. He didn't tell me when he was going to meet me. What a waste of time, that broken game, fed with shit every day, with so many bugs. It's still a masterpiece. The official server is just like the test server. As for the test server, it is the experience server for the money-making boss. Haha, let's talk about it then. Besides, I'm very busy recently. You can find someone in the group to play with. Susiener said. Haha. It's impossible to be gay, not even in this life. As for joining the group, Susiener tried her best to get her to join the group earlier. Her purpose was very simple. She wanted Tomato Scrambled Eggs to be hooked by other guys in the group, and then one day she would find her and break up with her. Then her purpose was achieved. When the time comes, Susiener will definitely choose to forgive her with a smile, but no one has been able to hook up with the Tomato Scrambled Eggs yet. I've been kicked by many groups, angry emoji, said Tomato Scrambled Eggs depressedly. Susiener suddenly realized, you haven't gotten rid of your bad habits yet, have you? She suddenly remembered why she didn't want to play games with this guy in the first place. It was because he was the king of seals, and every time he came aboard for a Krypton gold gasopon, he would always be able to get into his soul. Most importantly, he liked to show off. As soon as I draw something, I take a screenshot and post it in the group. Not only that, I also go to the post bar to post it. They're the kind of people who say, "A newbie just picked this, can you guys tell me if it's good or not?" And what about her? She is an African chief. What ordinary people can produce with 20 or 30 companies, she needs 70 or 80 companies to produce. A non-sheik and a European emperor, do they have a future? With different bloodlines, how could they possibly meet each other's eyes? So, Susiener vowed never to play the same game with Tomato Scrambled Egg again, but because they shared QQ space, the other party could find her, so she had no choice but to play DNF in the end. As a result, I was approached again recently, and this guy ran to open the box. Then Susiener was exposed in the face and gave up again. To sum it up in one sentence, this guy with tomatoes and scrambled eggs is European, rich, and has a liver. And what about her? He's the kind of person who says, "Why do they have everything, and I'm also making money? Isn't it necessary to show off when playing games? If I get something good, I must let everyone know about it." You told me this tomato scrambled egg said dissatisfied, and this can also encourage those people to compete with each other. Desire, in this case many mobile games will not be shut down. The game can make money and make you happy. The combination of the two kinds of happiness is a win-win situation, isn't it? Where did your abnormal thinking come from? Susiener couldn't complain about this guy's brain circuit. By the way, I saw you recently said that you don't seem to want to play games anymore? How about we make a game? Then we will be the planners ourselves and we can make changes as we want. No problem. Susiener had already started surfing the internet at this time, chatting with the other party here and there. Apparently she was used to the wild ideas of fried tomatoes and eggs. Then it's settled. It's 11 o'clock and I'm going to bed. When I go back to China, remember to have sex with me. I won't dislike you, okay? Love emoticon. Tomato Scrambled Egg sent a message, and his profile picture went dark. Finally leaving, Susiener breathed a sigh of relief. This guy is very annoying and a chatterbox. Of course, she is a chatterbox online, and when chatting on YY, she seems to be a shy and arrogant girl. Far away in Canada, at 11 o'clock at night, in a single-family villa, a mixed-race girl with blonde hair and brown eyes covered her face, her pretty face turned red. She couldn't help but feel her heartbeat when she thought that she mustered up the courage to finally send the other party a message. Thumping. Miss Zyman, it's time for you to rest. Outside the bedroom door, a middle-aged woman wearing traditional maid clothes looked at Wang Zyman, who was still turning on the computer, and couldn't help but said, "My master has told me that you must go to bed at 11 o'clock in the evening. If I don't want to sleep, I have the right to unplug the network cable." I know. Wang Zyman turned off the computer, fearing that the other party would unplug the network cable. Then when she saw the other party nodding with satisfaction and was about to go out, she couldn't help but shout, "Wait a minute. What's wrong?" It's like this, you also know that I have been playing games recently, but I don't want to play games anymore. I want to acquire a game company and make my own games. Wang Zyman blinked and said, "But, I need funds." Okay, I'll take note of it. Is there anything else Miss Zyman needs me to convey to you? And more, the company I want to acquire is called MyHoyo. It is a domestic company. You ask Dad to buy that company. I will be the planner of Honkai Impact 3. Okay. Although the middle-aged maid was surprised, she was only responsible for conveying the message. Whether to agree or not was not something she could decide. Wang Zyman was obviously afraid that her father would not agree, so she hesitated and said, "This way, you tell your father that as long as he helps me buy MyHoyo, I will agree to study at the Huaxia Conservatory of Music." According to Wang Ximen's idea, whichever university Susianer goes to, she will also go there, and his father has always hoped that he would go to the Huaxia Conservatory of Music to inherit his deceased mother's dream, so the two had conflicts. This is also the reason why Wang Ximen needs the maid to convey her request. Now she doesn't want to talk to her father. However, Wang Ximen kept asking Susianer which university she wanted to go to, but the other party never told her. She could only feel angry and helpless, so she planned to return to China first. As for which university to go to, it has become a trivial matter now. Okay. As for whether they can acquire MaiHoyo, neither the middle-aged maid nor Wang Ximen has any doubts. Because Wang Ximen is the daughter of the world's richest man. By the way, please subscribe automatically.